Someone claimed they knew nothing, so the chief had to call in Ispo, the Superpower guy. But Ispo scanned their memories, only to see the leader lying in a pool of blood. Talk about bad flashbacks. Yet there was no sign of the killer in their memories. What on earth happened last night? Ispo's mind was like a messy stew. Ispo claimed he saw no memories of the killer, which made the chief suspect he was lying. Can't blame him. He remembered what Ispo said He recalled Ispo's comment to the leader a few days ago. "You bastard. You're headed for hell." This drama is straight out of a Hollywood script. The chief realized that if these people had lost their memories, only Ispo had the power to do that. Ispo was left speechless. After all, he's pretty much the only superhero in South Korea. To clear his suspicion, he decided to investigate personally. As Ispo and his partner searched the leader's office, a passing mover told them that the painting on the wall wasn't in this condition a few months ago. He said, when moving the painting, she used a knife, now it's a hammer. A magical transformation. This revelation shocked Ispo. He found a clue, buzzing like a chick. Then they followed the clues to the place that sent the painting. Kudos to their dedication. But when they walked into the building, they were greeted by an even crazier sight: a dead woman slumped over the drawing table. Yikes, that's just chill. Her limbs were chained, and there was an empty bottle of weed killer on the floor. According to police experience, she must have been so thirsty that she drank the weed killer willingly. While Ispo and the old detective were analyzing, another partner already uncovered her identity. This woman had severe autism after losing her parents at a young age. Such a tragic backstory. The government hired a professor to establish a support system for kids who lost parents. Love is in the air. They decided to visit the nursing home where the professor lived. He was old with severe dementia. What a pity. He had zero reaction to Ispo's questions, as if they were acting in a drama. In the professor's memory, Ispo saw the woman as a child, and a painting. What a lucky find. And that painting was identical to the one in the woman's room. Life is making us question everything. Ispo arrived at the parking lot and saw the car doors keyhole, just like in a detective novel. He thought of the unique curve in the girl's painting, the scene of her father's murder through the keyhole. What a surreal moment. Ispo hurried to the chief, requesting footage near the victim's home. No time to waste. To his surprise, a reporter's car had been here hours before the body was found. It had been days since the woman died, and they had no clue. How did the TV station find out? Ispo thought the TV station might be involved, so they went there the next day to inquire. Such enthusiasm. But the reporters that were fumbling for words, under the chief's pressure, they finally confessed it was news from the higher-up. When they reached the station president's office, he zippered up his lips under some confidentiality excuse. Frustrating. Ultimately, they returned empty-handed. Ispo's partner checked cold cases from 20 years ago. How clever. It turned out that all the reporters who first reported those cases were now the station president. Oh, the plot thickens. Since they hit a wall with the president, they decided to track down the photographer from 20 years ago. Quite the difficult mission. The photographer said nothing about the past and refused Ispo's memory scan. Tense. The chief had no choice but to present the search warrant for the photographer's home, where they discovered an altar. That was chilling. The altar was piled with bones. It was so horrifying it gave everyone goosebumps. They thought these were the victim's bones and were about to arrest him. This is straight out of a horror movie. After medical assessment, they realized these were animal bones. Had to let the photographer go. When the photographer was released, he ominously told Ispo that someone would die tonight. Was he predicting the future? He said this person would die because of Ispo. What kind of twist is this? He insisted Ispo must stop the tragedy from happening. A thrilling act was about to unfold. Sure enough, the police received a report of a murder that night. When the police arrived, they found a camera lying on the ground. Talk about a challenge to their intelligence. Even more ridiculous, the video on the camera was a live recording of the crime by the killer. This blatant provocation infuriated the officers. They were at a total loss. Other than the camera, they found no further clues. They could only narrow down the suspect to the photographer. What a letdown. Upon retrieving the surveillance footage, they discovered he had never left his home. Find evidence. They followed him and noticed his unusual bond with a bowing child at a corner. Ispo quickly transformed it into a viral sensation by putting on a kindergartner's outfit. As the kids played around him, he began scanning the child's memories. What a talent! Ispo found the father often used the child's phone and planned to stop the car. It's getting more complicated. If you liked this show and thought it was great, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.